Hi, I'm Ozzy. This is my first video showing my face on my channel. Not because I wanted to keep it secret or I wanted to do like a dramatic face reveal, but because I feel like if I show the face behind the content, that the algorithm will be like, oh, she's not a bot after all, and it'll start pushing out my content. Because definitely since I started my account, I haven't really had many views, which is very discouraging, and I understand a lot of people quit after seeing no improvement, but I don't want to be like that, because I've done YouTube for years now. Ever since I was a little kid, I used to be a gacha kid. Still am in some ways. I don't watch gacha content actively, but I definitely still listen to some of the songs, and I get gacha stuff on my For You page. But yeah, I used to make gacha videos as a kid, and they would get like 500 views, and at the time I didn't really like, I was little, I didn't process that was a lot of people. I was like, oh cool, people are watching my content. And then I just had to like stop for school reasons, mainly because I was in like 4th grade. You can't really be a big YouTuber in 4th grade. You could, but it was just like, after a while I was like, this is cool, but I want to go do other things, like go out with my friends and all that. But now that I'm 16, gonna be 17 in a few months, now that I'm older and I've had a chance to dabble in other career opportunities, I guess. I've done choir, I've done dance. I'm a big theater kid. That's basically my whole personality. I'm a theater kid through and through. But this is basically just a video to show that I'm not a bot. I'm a real person. I'm a real girl with feelings, and I decided to do just a question FAQ. I don't know. It's basically, I just searched up a few questions for streamers and stuff because I'm eventually gonna start streaming on Twitch. I have an account. I just can't because my phone is very crappy, and I can't. It literally takes so much of my phone storage just to screen record me playing Roblox. And I couldn't even screen record me playing Roblox. I had to go to the captures thing and do 30-second clips and just splice those together for a video. But so the first question, these are from my friend Kennedy. She's a saint. I love her. I love my friends. That is a big thing about me too. I love my friends. They are amazing. So my age, I already said that. I'm 16. Sorry that I'm not looking at the camera that much. I'm trying to make sure you can't see anything because I have lots of dirty laundry over there. Don't look. But I'm gonna put you guys up here so I can read. This is my TV. I just have rain sounds playing on it right now, and if you hear my fan, it's because it's right here. I live in an apartment, and it gets really hot in my room. That's why I have the curtains closed and my lights off. So, my favorite animal. Oh my gosh. It's changed throughout the years, but right now, I like axolotls a lot. They're cute. I like cats, I like dogs. I don't really have a favorite animal, it's just literally any animal I find cute or interesting. My favorite show. There's a lot. I rewatch the same like 5 shows over and over again, but my favorite out of those is definitely Criminal Minds. It's a good show. I originally watched it for Matthew Gray Gubler, the guy that plays Spencer Reed, but I just really got into the show, and even now I watch it sometimes if I don't feel good, if I'm sick. Yeah, so it's my favorite show. And I have another thing over here of just streaming questions. What is your all-time favorite video game? Minecraft or Roblox? I know literally my main content is Minecraft and Roblox, but it's because I've been playing those games since I was literally like 5. I'm pretty sure there are pictures of me and my cousins playing Roblox. Literally, I have been, I wouldn't say gaming, but I've definitely been playing online games since I was about 5 or 6, when I was allowed to get on the like family computer and just download Roblox and play. And I remember having like Minecraft was downloaded, but it like I didn't know how to create an account for it, so I couldn't play the actual thing. So I would create a new world. Sorry, I have a speech impediment. Long story. I went to speech therapy when I was little, but if you hear me stuttering and stumbling over some of my words, that's why. But Minecraft had this thing, at least the version on my computer did, where you could create a new world, but you could only play on it for like 30 minutes. So literally I had about 50 untitled worlds of just me running around building stuff, playing the game. And it wasn't until later that I realized that this wasn't what Minecraft was. You could actually play for longer if you actually got an account, but it wasn't until literally a few weeks ago that I figured out how to create an account, which is kind of embarrassing considering I'm part of Gen Z and we're supposed to be like the tech crazy generation. I didn't even know how to create a Google account until a few months ago, so a little embarrassing, but okay. What upcoming game release are you most excited about? Spyro. Without a doubt, that game is my favorite. I used to play it on my neighbor's PS4, and I beat the game about twice. I love Spyro. It is definitely a core memory, I guess. I know I only played it when I was like 11 or 12, but like, such a good game, and I'm excited for the new one they showed. I was literally like, I think I was sitting on my couch, or no, I was outside with my friend because she came over at the start of summer, and I was just scrolling through my Instagram feed, and then I got an ad for it, and I was like, because I haven't heard anything about it for years. Like, I just assumed they stopped creating more games for it because not many people were playing it anymore. But I guess they're coming out with a new one. I will hopefully play it if it is able to be on PS4, because that's the gaming console I'm working towards, PS4 or Xbox. How many hours a week do you spend gaming? See, I don't really have like a gaming console. I have my TV, and that doesn't even have any games on it because it's Roku. I mainly just play Roblox and Minecraft on my phones, but I'd say a week, 4 or 5 hours on average. Maybe more, because I recently got into the Clean the Supermarket game on Roblox. It's so fun. I will just put on a podcast and go and play that. I've beat it once already. I'm on my second run, and I'll just literally just sit there and play that. Was the first video game you ever played? Like I said, probably Roblox. I used to watch like a lot of content creators, mainly DanTDM, and he played Roblox and Minecraft, so of course I was like hooked. And yeah, I don't remember what my first account was called either. It was probably just some kid name. But yeah, I watched him play games, and then I would go and play those games if it was like an obby, if it was literally anything, because I was so amazed that you could just get an account and go play hundreds of different games on one platform. Because at the time, the only other game like that I could find, people don't remember for some reason, it was like Kogama. It was literally a mix between Roblox and Minecraft, and like I played it a lot with my cousins, and I think that's where I get my like thing for games, is my cousins, because he has an Xbox. He's about in his 20s now, but he was the one that introduced me to Minecraft and even Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, FNAF is another one of those games that I like. I have personally never played any of the games. I feel like a LARP, but, like, I've watched people play it for years. Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, DanTDM. Literally any of those big YouTubers I used to watch. Do you prefer single player or multiplayer? Depends. If it's multiplayer against other people, so PvP, I can handle that. I'm not the best. I know in my bio I already say that I'm not difficult. PvP is difficult for me. It's like, I don't really like it. It's not the style I prefer for games, but so I guess I'd like single player, but if I'm playing multiplayer with my friends, then that's good for me. I like being able to communicate with my friends while we're playing games, and literally in 2020, we were on Roblox like probably 12 hours a day, just playing random games. Which game genre do you enjoy the most? See, that's hard because I flip-flop through so many different game genres that I don't really, like, stick with one. I guess, I don't know. I really like sandbox, being able to create my own stuff. Definitely survival type games. The only thing I kind of like war games. I like watching other people play them. I don't like playing them myself because it's not that I'm scared, it's just I don't like jump scares. But for some reason, if I'm watching someone else do it, it's completely different. I guess it's because they're the ones playing it and I'm just in there watching. Like, even when my friends would play FNAF at sleepovers, I wouldn't be playing. I'd just sit there watch. But, yeah. And then, here's another question. 7th one. What game are you currently playing the most? Like I said, Clean the Supermarket on Roblox. I tried playing, Clean the Library. I did not like it. I don't know what it is, I just don't like it. I think it's just because it's, like, all books, which it's a library full of books. But I like the supermarket more because there's different, like, objects. Like, you got the produce section, and then you got a completely different section. Like, it's more stimulating for me personally to pick up different kinds of objects and organize those instead of just the same object but in a different font, I guess. Because with the book simulator, it's just a bunch of books, and the only thing different is the genre types when you hover over them, and I don't like that because there's just like, because then you have to go through and you just like have to read all of it carefully. I like being able to look at something and see clearly that it's different than the other things around it and be like, oh, that goes there and that goes there. Like, yeah. Let me look for another thing of questions just because I feel like it. I like answering questions. Sorry, I'm using my school Chromebook because I don't have a laptop. Whoa. That's about streaming. Oh, what do you do outside of streaming / gaming? I really don't do much. Like I said, I'm a theater kid. I am in most of my school's productions for stuff. I was a choir kid, but I quit a few years ago. Actually, beginning of sophomore year, I quit choir because, of personal issues. Sorry. I don't know what happened there. But, I play with my dogs. Well, dog. We're dog sitting right now, so. I talk with my friends. I talk with my boyfriend. Basically just typical teenage stuff. I don't really go out. mainly because I don't have a car, I don't have my license, and yeah, all my friends are off doing their own thing. They have their licenses, but I'm just sitting at home. Well, like, it's not because I don't want to get my license, it's the fact that it's $500 to do the course, and I don't feel like putting in $500 to get a piece of plastic that says I can operate a vehicle. I can do that when I'm 18 and just go to the DMV and take my tests there, and it would probably only cost like $120, I think it is in my state. I'm not gonna say where I'm from, just because of the fact that I don't feel comfortable doing that kind of thing, because I've seen streamers get swatted. I've seen them get, literally, people come to their house and like try to break into stuff, and I don't feel like putting my family in danger just for you guys. Like, I want to grow a fan base that's not negative. I'm like, it's just hard seeing the streamers and the people that I like that post content online express how people have like done stuff like that, like swatted them and all that, and it's sad, because my main purpose for doing this is I looked up to big name YouTubers and streamers when I was little. I had a really bad childhood, and the only thing that really got me through it was watching these people play games. That was the one thing I could look forward to at the end of the day, was just watching Markiplier play whatever type of game he found. Whether it be Happy Wheels or FNAF, literally anything. And to watch the people that he considered his fans, not saying that he's ever gotten swatted, but I have seen some people that have been very, like, weird and creepy towards him and his wife, Amy. And, like, it makes me realize that there are actual real dangers to becoming a content creator online and becoming a streamer and putting yourself out there. But I'm willing to face those dangers if it means I can make at least one person stay better with my content. Whether it be me playing games, or even when I start streaming, just sitting there talking to you guys. Because if I can do that, literally, I live in a small town. I live in a small town where you stay here for the rest of your life. You don't do anything. You get a job here somewhere in town. You live here for the rest of your life, and you're buried here. And I don't want that to happen to me. I don't like the idea of just staying in one place. Like, yes, I'm 16 and I have literally my entire life ahead of me, but I don't want to stay in the same place for the rest of my life, you know? I don't want to just sit there and get a boring 9-to-5 job in a town that I don't even like. This town sucks. It's just a bunch of racist, homophobic people, and it's so draining. But I have to finish out high school here, and then I get to leave and go to college. That's exciting. Another thing about me, I'm going into my junior year of high school. Scary. But I don't have everything figured out. And I know I don't need to have everything figured out, but I want to. So, I do plan on going to college. If it's gonna be online, probably, just so I can continue streaming and putting out content, because, you know, I like doing that. I like making content. Hold on. Okay, we're good. I like putting out content. I like making people laugh. I like just being me in front of a camera. I've literally been talking for 20 minutes straight. I love doing this. I love just sitting there and talking. And if I can make people's days better by doing that, just sitting in front of a camera and talking and playing stupid games online, and I can make them laugh, that's all I ever want. Would I want to have a big following? Yes, that would be nice, but I also don't want to be a fucking millionaire, which that is very rare from streaming. I don't think anyone, there might be a few people, but like, I'm very much, I don't like to talk about my political beliefs, mainly because this day and age, if you're not with a certain party, then you're a horrible person, or, you know, you just don't care about anyone, which is not true. I wouldn't consider myself a liberal, but I would consider myself more on the left-leaning side, and that doesn't mean that I'm with Kamala or, like, I'm against Trump, which I am. I will say that I am heavily against what Trump is doing, and no, I will not debate people about that. That is one thing I will never do in my streams and on my videos. I will never sit there and debate you on my political beliefs just because you do not like what I believe. If you are MAGA and you come into my stream, cool, you can stay. Just do not start talking about Trump and start trying to bait me into talking politics, because I will not. I want my content to be a safe place for people of all political beliefs to come in, have a good time, have a few laughs, and then go to bed at the end of the day, or go to work in the morning and be like, hey, that was a nice stream, you know, I think I'm going to tune back in tonight and see what's going on. I want people to feel comfortable in the space that I create, whether it be on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. No matter where I post, I want that to be a safe space for anyone. And I hate the fact that I know it's gonna happen. When I start streaming, people are gonna come in, they're gonna start trying to talk politics, and then I'm gonna have to ban them. And it's like, and I'm not gonna be biased about it either. If you are not just MAGA, but if you're a leftist, if you're liberal, and you start trying to debate other people on their beliefs in my chat, I will ban you no matter what political party you are affiliated with. I do not care. Yes, I may be a leftist, but I will not sit there and debate people and let other people debate in my chats and in my comment sections. That is the one thing I will not tolerate. I will also not tolerate hate speech, hate of any kind towards any group. And I will not tolerate you sexualizing me or sexualizing the people around me. Because I know what happens to women that start streaming. Many of the men in the streaming community and in the gaming community think, oh, she's a girl, she wants to be sexualized, or oh, finally a girl that can play games, oh my god. Because I've already had guys, when I tell them that I'm into gaming, I've had them already be like, oh, you know, can you be my goth mommy? No! I hate that so much. I hate it when I go to a girl streamer's comment section on TikTok, Instagram, wherever, and it's just filled with men being creepy. It's disgusting. Like, and for the record, I do have a boyfriend. I'm not looking to date someone who also does games. Like, I know I'm 16, and me and him might not last. But I'm not gonna, that is the one thing all streamers say, and most of them uphold it. I will not date any of my viewers. That is one thing that I will say that I will be solid about, through and through. If you are one of my viewers, I will not date you. If you stumble across my stream and you want to talk to me, cool. But if you are an avid viewer and you, like, are creepy about it, and you sit there and you sexualize me and you try to flirt with me, I'm not going to respond. That is, like, Advid. And a lot of streamers have that rule because you never know what could happen. Like, I've seen so many fans of celebrities that are in such a parasocial relationship with that celebrity, and it's scary. I literally saw one a few weeks ago with Michael Jackson, and this girl literally edited herself in front of Disneyland with him, and she had this whole online persona of her being married to him and having kids with him. And it was just crazy. Because, yes, I'm a fan of Michael Jackson. I like his music. I find him attractive. But I'm not gonna edit myself into photos with him and be like, this is my husband, guys. Like, I might joke and say that the celebrities that I have crushes on are like my husband. But I'm not serious when I say that. I know they have husbands and wives and they might have kids. Michael Jackson has kids. I wouldn't want to open fucking Instagram and see a post from one of my dad's fans saying that they're married to him and that she has kids with him. I would be overly freaked out if that was me. Like, and I feel bad for his kids. I feel so bad for them because there's so many fans that are like that. And that's in all celebrity fandoms. And I know I'm not going to be able to get away from people like that. It's just the world. But that is, like, sorry, I'm, like, trailing off, but, like, coming back to that, if you are creepy, I am not going to respond to you. If you are avid in my chat, and you say things about me, my friends, or my body, or my personality, or anything, even if you're not flirting with me, and even if you're being like, oh, you're ugly, okay, get out. I have been bullied my entire life for my appearance because I am on the chubbier side. Sorry, I have bad posture too. But, like, I'm not gonna sit there and let people come into the space that I create online and bully me or the people that follow me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna let that happen because I have worked so hard to be able to get in front of a camera like this and talk, because I used to do this when I was little. I used to do literally YouTube, and when I was in 5th grade I would record and post to YouTube, and the amount of hate comments I would get, even when I was younger and I did TikToks, it was like the second you show your face and the second you show that you're above 150 pounds as a girl, it's immediately like you get called fat and a pig, and I'm like, hello? So, like, I've dealt with bullying, not just because of my weight, but because of my personality. I definitely was a weird kid. Still am, but I'm not, like, when I say weird kid, I don't mean an alternative kid. I don't mean someone with dyed hair and, like, piercings and tattoos. I literally have gauges. I am planning on getting piercings. I have dyed hair. I am an alternative person. I'm talking about the ones that, like, it sounds bad, but I'm talking about the kids that either just don't shower, and trust me, I understand. I understand that there's things going on in people's lives. I know that, people are going through a hard time right now. But there are some kids at my school. They just don't shower. And I know their home lives because I'm friends with their siblings or I'm friends with them. Now, I'm not saying that it's any of my friends in my immediate circle. But there are kids that I'm nice to that I know have access to clean water, shower, food, everything they need. But yet they choose not to. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about kids who have depression or dealing with mental stuff, because I completely understand that. I used to be like that. I used to be so depressed I couldn't get up in the mornings and take showers and go to school. I'm talking about the kids that, like, have nothing going on in their lives, and they're just choosing not to shower because they think that it's okay that they stink. And, like, yeah, I used to be one of those kids, I will say. Partly because I had depression and partly because I just didn't want to shower. I'll admit that. I was a weird kid. And I have a feeling that once this starts taking off and I start getting more views and people start recognizing me more, that stuff's gonna come up about me. And I know it will. Because I was a weird kid. I still am. I shower. I'll say that. I shower. But it's very hard to talk about things that I've gone through, because the things that get brought up about me that people say is me being weird and me being, like, a target for bullying, it's definitely, like, it's stuff that I shouldn't have done. It's not anything bad. It didn't involve hate speech, hate crime, nothing about that. I definitely did some bad things, but I was also coming from a place where I didn't have good mental stability. I was trying to navigate middle school without dying, and I had a lot of health issues going on mentally, physically, and my friends weren't helping. There was definitely a lot of, like, 8th grade drama, and I was definitely the cause of most of it, I will say that. And that will get brought up at some point, and I know it will, because the one person who used to be my best friend hates to see me succeed in anything. And it's sad because I've supported her. She does choir. I've offered help with homework. Everything. I remember her birthday, and I say happy birthday to her. I try to be the nicest person possible to her after we had a falling out, and she still treats me like shit. And so I'm, like, I know that's gonna come up at some point. And when it does, I'll be ready. I've been ready for years. Because she hates to see me succeed. She doesn't like it when I start having a good life. I get a boyfriend. I'm finally happy. I literally, like, she doesn't like that. So, and she doesn't like when anyone succeeds. So she tries to bring them down with her. And it's so sad. And, like, I just can't do anything about it. Because there's going to be people like that. And that's why I want to start streaming, to create a safe space for people, from people like that. Where anyone can come in if they've had a bad day at school. If they've had a bad day at their job. If their family's falling apart, no matter what. I want there to be a space for people like that to come in, hang out, joke around without any toxicity, without anything bad, and just be able to laugh and just leave the stream feeling happy and feeling like they found a place where they genuinely belong, because that has always and will always be my ambition for streaming. I could stream from my phone, but it's a phone. You see the camera quality, it's not that bad. It's not bad, it's not good. I'll say that. Sorry, I'm leaning forward. My neck hurts. Yeah, I have really bad posture. I'm exposing myself, but, like, I have bad posture. I'm trying to think of it. Oh my god. I don't have scoliosis, but it's definitely, I'm hypermobile. That's the word. I'm hypermobile. my credentials. I can push my thumb back into my wrist. Let's see, my arm bends outward like that. Both of them do. You can see my arm. I'm fat. Okay, I'll say that now. I'm fat. I know I am. Don't point it out. But, I'm hypermobile, so I have back issues. I have joint issues. I have a lot of medical issues that I don't really want to cover because it's just stuff that is my personal stuff that, I don't really want people that aren't close to me knowing about. Like, my friends know about most of the stuff, and, they're supportive, but it's not anything to where, like, I would have to quit streaming or quit making content because of it. Like, there will be some days that I'll be in too much pain to record or to do a stream, and, yeah. I won't go into detail because it's just unneeded. Just know I will tell you guys those days. I have Twitter, so I'll link all of my socials in the bio of this video. That way you can, go and follow me on there. Because, I do post other content. I post on TikTok, I post short form, so Instagram, TikTok. I do post on YouTube Shorts, and surprisingly, YouTube Shorts are doing better than my other 2 accounts, which, okay. I might create just a whole, another account dedicated to shorts, just so I can keep that separate, but I would like to keep them together so that people can see the shorts and be like, oh, this is cool, what other content does she do, and come to my full-length videos like this. Yeah, I love doing content. I love sitting in front of a camera and talking. I can talk for hours on end about anything and just be able to do it. I'll answer one more personal question because, yeah, I feel like I've just been going on a tangent, but, yeah, so the last question, what is the story behind your username? My username, Aussie Pup Gaming. I was, like, okay, so the name Aussie isn't my real name. I'm not gonna say my real name because that's personal. Aussie is a nickname. It derived from Ozzy Osbourne because, in 9th grade, I was very much, like, I wouldn't say the Ozzy Osbourne type, but I was definitely, like, I wouldn't say crazy, but I was definitely, like, one of those friends that would do anything for money. Snort a line of ants? Yes. But, I was compared to Ozzy Osbourne a lot, and it just stuck. So, I have my teachers call me it, I have my friends call me Ozzy. The only people that call me my real legal name are my parents and my relatives, mainly because they know about the nickname, but it's really just a nickname. I put it as my online stuff, just so I can, like, because my real name, that's another identity for me. That's a different girl. That's not me. But Ozzy is me. I'm Ozzy, but I'm also another person. And it can get confusing at times for people who are just like, well, I thought your name was this, but you want to be called Ozzy, so I don't know what's going on. And I tell them that. And then the pup part, I like dogs. That's about it. My friends, definitely, I'm friends with, like, Therians and furries, and so it's not that I'm a Therian or I'm a furry. I wouldn't say I'm not, but I'm not, but I am, you know, like, I don't have, like, a real persona. Like, I draw them from time to time, just because I'm bored and I like furries. They're cool people. I don't understand all the hate they get. And same with Therians. I used to be a Therian when I was, like, in middle school. They're cool people. They get unreasonable amount of hate. Yeah, okay. They get an unreasonable amount of hate for no reason, and it's just sad. But, and then the gaming, obviously. I primarily post gaming stuff, so that's where I got it from. Definitely, like, I also wanted to say that I look up to a lot of big name streamers, like Queso. I wouldn't say they're big, but it's definitely a group called the Clueless Podcast. They do gaming stuff, but I watch them all separately too. So Grizzy, Puffer, Pezzy, Droid, Smitty, Blarg, Yummy, like, all of them, I look up to them. They're really big inspirations. My favorite, this is gonna be so cheesy because I find him attractive, okay, I will say that. I like Grizzy a lot. Like, he's funny. I watch his videos so much. I probably watched almost all of his VODs, to be honest. And, I would like to collab with them when I'm older. Because I don't think they would want to play games with a 16-year-old girl from Twitch. That's kind of creepy, and I understand that. But I really like Queso. He's what got me into, I wouldn't say into streaming, but he definitely introduced me to the world of Twitch. I really look up to him, and for, like, the YouTuber part, I look up to Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and all of them because they were the people that I started watching YouTube for. Like, I think, oh my god, the first video I watched from Markiplier, oh god, it definitely was a FNAF video, because I found FNAF through DNTDM, and then I jumped to Markiplier, and then I also jumped to Jacksepticeye, and yeah. But I'm gonna stop rambling because I already have so much of this to edit. 42 minutes. It's gonna be cut down in the final version, obviously. But, yeah. Like, subscribe, go follow my other socials because I need those to grow so I can get more people on here. But yeah. Bye.